What's up, everybody? It's your boy, K to Don.
And I'm Natika.
And of course, we have a very special guest, Perry Jones, back in the building.
Hello.
Yes. She's gonna react to this craziness going on in the world with us.
Crazy.
So some of these stories might surprise you. Some of these things you might be aware
sure
of.
all of them gonna surprise me. 'Cause I do not be on. I don't like watching the news. And nothing like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It does come with some anxiety. Yeah, it really is. I try to pull the entertaining ones, not the most depressing ones out of there.
Okay.
So, let's kick it off. Where should we start with? Let's start with Melyssa Ford and Camron.
Okay.
All right, so the Joe Budden podcast, very, very popular podcast.
Yes.
Melyssa Ford is the only female podcaster on there with them. She used to be a video vixen, but then she got into media, did radio shows, and now she's on the Joe Budden podcast. So Camron and Mace have a show together, and I haven't heard the full context. I just heard the clip. But for some reason, they were talking about an experience that they had at a whorehouse, and when they took a woman home or something for a party. I don't even know why they brought that up. Maybe it was Amsterdam where it was legal. I don't know. But yeah, so they talked about that. So the Joe Budden podcast was reacting to it. Now, as they were reacting, for some reason, Melyssa Ford, she was like,
Is there a distinct possibility that there may have been underage girls in that whorehouse?
Oh, come on.
Come on now.
That's crazy.
I don't know what you're doing.
That's crazy.
What are you doing?
Okay, I am.
so then Joe Budden, he kind of talks about like the behind the scene, right? So he looked her in the eye and he was like, do you sure you even want to release this? Because we can edit it out. So she wanted to stand on business and keep it in there. And then he was like, and then even when they talked about it, it seemed a little petty because she was like, yeah, he told me if I could take it out. He was like, no, my exact words was, they'll kill you. Do you want this in there? They'll kill you, right? Then she's like, no, that's not what you said, but whatever. So it seemed like a little disagreement there. So we go to Camron and Mace's reaction to that, right?
We're just here to tell the truth. We're not into anything illegal, so you can stop trying to put that together. Let me put you together right quick. Don't ever come for me and kill her. Ever
and we gonna
in
be
your
nice about it.
in your mother's life, nigga. This is not what you
Yo, I
want.
promise you all the comments say, ooh. It's like, you picked the wrong people to fuck
You picked
with.
the wrong one. Because I can't tell you how much I don't care. I couldn't even tell you how much.
Yo, because I'm going to be honest with you.
And he's more pettier than I am.
I'm going to be honest with you. Only reason and if need be, we will revisit this. If need be.
We can revisit it.
Yeah, but the whole thing, this is screaming desperate and attention, like, yo, it really is. So I'm not going, but if need, nigga, because niggas is looking for us on
we
this.
We have never, ever tried to take nothing from nobody.
Secondly,
we only like people that love us more than we love ourselves.
We have a whole segment on that. Secondly, who was looking out for us?
We were young.
Yeah, who was looking out for us when we was, listen, man, we ain't gonna give it no attention, but tread lightly. Be careful. Because I tell you one thing, I know a lot of people are ICE.
Snipers and sharpshooters.
Snipers, sharpshooters, and I know people are ICE. I have you escorted back up across the border. Be careful.
Then we get back to the Joe Budden podcast reaction to that.
Oh my God, what a mess.
So Melyssa Ford actually apologizes. So she's like, you know what? But the way she did it, right, was more of, she's like, I'm not walking back what I said, but I want to apologize. So it was a little funny, but she did apologize, but she's like, I'm not walking back what I said, but I'm apologizing.
Like a backhand
apology, yeah. So it was a little weird, and the guys were like, yeah, you could tell they were not with that, but that is their team member, so they're just like, yeah, like, well, we're glad that, you apologize for that situation. So now, we go back to Camron. He posts a picture of him and Melyssa Ford, and he had the caption, I told the bee, don't touch me when we took this pic. F you and your apology. Stay strong and stand on business. We just busy at the moment. We'll get to you soon, boo. Kissy face emoji. And nothing violent before you accuse us of any more things that are inaccurate. Hashtag immigration and ICE.
Oh my. Oh no.
Oh. So, I mean, coming here today, so this is still a development story. I think he posted some text of him talking to somebody about Melyssa Ford. And they were talking about how, like, she smashed iced tea somewhere. I don't know if it was like an airport bathroom or something. But so it seems like he might start releasing maybe like dirty laundry from her past sex life, maybe, or something. So we're going to see where this goes. But especially, you know, I'm here with ladies, and now I'm the only guy on camera. So I want to get y'all reaction to this. So especially from a female perspective, I'm really curious.
Go ahead. I want to hear what you gotta say. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, so my first thought is, if someone makes a statement asking or like speculating if underage girls were at a brothel, whatever you want to call it, like if she said that she's never been there, maybe she knows people. Maybe sometimes these really messed up things happen and like they don't come out until years later. So, you know, if she brought it up, it's probably because something has been discussed. Something went through the vine, like word traveled through the grapevine. Not allegedly. I'm not saying that like it happened, but why would she bring it up if something like that wasn't?
Yeah, because it did seem random.
discussed,
So you feel like she might have heard some grapevine specifically about them in that situation, or just whorehouses in general?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because first of all, you telling me the story is the first time I hear this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But given that she was a video vixen, you know, there might have been probably from her experience. I don't know when she started, when she went into the industry, but I'm guessing that some of these women were very young when they go into the business.
Yeah.
I don't know how young or how old they were, but I'm sure that there's like history of people going into the industry and lying about their age. So I just don't know. Maybe she's just wondering, but then again, it's kind of it's a bit of a precarious situation. I mean, like, I don't know. It's a very inflammatory thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, that could literally, you know, if that were to catch fire, that could destroy somebody's career and everything.
So again, I don't really know much about the situation. I'd have to look more into it. But anytime someone mentions underage people, especially in a matter like that, it's you're talking about like sex trafficking, you know? So I can understand why Camron felt the way he felt. But then again, what is the truth? I don't know. And I guess we'll find out when we find out. Or we won't.
I mean, honestly, like, and now I'm going to pass it to you next. But what I think, and I don't want to put words because I don't know. But the only thing, because it just seems so abstract to just say, you know? So the only thing I'm thinking is like when you hear about brothels, right? You automatically think sex trafficking. When you think about sex trafficking, you think kids. So if you hear someone's at a brothel, you think that there's probably some sex trafficking that happened at there, and these people might not be there. But if that's what she was saying, it was like she definitely presented it, I feel like, you know, the wrong way. Like, you know, you gotta have like clarity rather than throwing it on them. But then again, we don't know, like you said, like if she heard some stories or whatever the case may be. But, you know, I want to get your reaction.
As a young woman who has 4 brothers, and black brothers in America, you gotta be sure.
Yeah.
When you talking about that type of stuff,
Absolutely.
like that's not light, you know? Like you have to be sure. Like so for me it was just like I could understand how Camron could feel the way he feels because it's like you're playing with my life.
Exactly.
Right now. Like you're playing like they don't even need a reason all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, just the allegations alone, you could lose
like,
everything.
Yeah. So
you know?
it's like you just gotta be sure. And I feel like a lot of times, you know, people they play around with, you know, and it's sad because it desensitizes the world to like stuff that's really going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm not coming with that type of information unless I have hard facts,
Exactly.
unless I know like,
Yeah.
you know, it's not gonna be like I think, or maybe or like, nah, it's like, this is what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because there are kids out there that's like going through this.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's desensitizing the world, like I said. And when you play with it, like it makes it's like the boy that cried wolf. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
No, and that's true because like it's I kind of feel what you're saying too because it's like with Melyssa, right? If you're gonna do it, you're either gonna stand on business all the way or not. Cause you're like you don't want to work it back, but then you don't have any information on the situation, or you got information you're not saying, but then you're saying something that's crazy detrimental. So it's like you either got to be in or out. Because that middle thing is like you playing with somebody's life.
A lot of people are gonna be held accountable because of that.
Yeah.
You know?
So if they go to war now, like verbally, right? Should Joe Budden and his podcast, should they have to defend it? Like, what do you think their role, like, especially Joe Budden being the leader, right? Like, it's his podcast, but obviously you want to give your host free reign. She said, I'd like to keep it in. He gave it the choice. I guess he didn't necessarily have to because it is the Joe Budden podcast. But what do you think should be the consequences for Joe Budden? Like, should he have consequences? Should he have to have the defender because he let that out on his platform? Or, like, what do you think his role? I feel like that's a crazy position for him.
I honestly feel like it's going to blow over. Like, I don't feel like it's going to get any bigger than what it is. I feel like it was
Camron seemed like he
for like ratings and like views and for the conversation. But I don't think it's going to go that deep. Like, you think it's gonna get to like?
I mean, he already like started talking about his sex life and exposing stuff, and he's saying that he has more. Like, I'm coming, right? So they have a podcast every week, so they gotta acknowledge something. So I'm just like, what are they gonna do when they acknowledge? So here's another story I just see when I came here. So another co-host on the Joe Budden podcast, Queen's Flip, is like, hey, ladies, ladies with a podcast, are any of y'all gonna defend Mel or? They're gonna let her be here on her own, and the fans were commenting back like, "They're not gonna defend her. Like that's y'all. The Joe Budden podcast got to be the ones to defend her." So it's already like their audience is gonna be looking like, "What are y'all gonna say about that?" Like, you know what I mean? But I see that all of them when that happened, they were all like, "No, whoa!" Like they was against that from the intro. But I feel like Joe Budden might. I feel like that's a crazy situation you might have to be in. But all you could do is just try to squash the fire.
I think they're gonna try to make this go away.
Yeah. I mean, what I hope that no one underage is involved. And the reality of that is that people who are in those vulnerable positions, they have no leverage whatsoever because if they speak up, it could be absolutely worse than what Mel is going through. Is it Mel? Melyssa?
Yeah, Melyssa.
There you go, Melyssa. Yeah. So I just hope that there's no one being affected. So
yeah, well, truth will come to light. We'll see how that goes down.
Yeah.
When I come around, I wanna see you smile. Don't cry when I come around, I wanna see you smile. You could call me daddy, 'cause I'll always be here to hold you tight in my arms and protect you. You could call me daddy, 'cause I'll always be here to hold you tight in my arms and protect you.